I'm Clinton Anderson, and I have a method for training horses. Getting horses to behave is simple. It's training people that's the real trick. Join me as I tackle some of the most challenging situations with problem horses and with problem owners. Kits that I've produced in the last 25 years, the trail riding kit, training on the trail, is by far our best work that we've ever done. It's the most I'm proud of, to be honest with you. From the filming to the photography to the books, we really put a lot of effort into it. It's actually a 3-year project, believe it or not, from when we turned the cameras on to when everything got edited, the books, the photographs, everything. It was about a 3-year project. So it's a tremendous amount of work that went into it. But I'm on a real kick to get people to understand that trail riding is like any other sport. If you want a great reining horse, cutting horse, dressage horse, jumping horse, it doesn't matter what horse you want, you have to train it to do that event. Well, why is trail riding any different? If you want your horse to be a great trail horse and cross the bridges and water and gullies and traffic and all the other things that a trail riding horse is exposed to, if you want him to handle it well, you've got to train him to handle it well. So that's why it's called training on the trail. Because even if you do the fundamental level of my method in the arena and you have a great arena horse, that doesn't mean he's a great trail riding horse. A lot of horses, when you take them out of the arena, they're spooky, jumpy, reactive, they're jigged, they're nervous, they're frightened because it's a whole new environment for them. Okay, so it's important to take a great foundation and turn it into a great trail riding partner outside with all the exercises and training techniques in this kit. And that's what I love about the trail riding kit, is that we were able to build the steps on camera. We actually didn't cut hardly anything out of the trail riding series. What you see as the final product is really what we shot. We left everything in, whether the horse was good, whether the horse was bad. We don't want to cut it out. That's what has made my method and me so successful, is because people know we're real and genuine. We don't just cut out all the ugly stuff and show you the da-da, look how pretty I am, look how good a horse trainer I am, look at the horse, he's wonderful, buy my crap. No, we don't do that. We show people what it is. Okay, and that's the beautiful thing about the trail series, is like a diary. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. We showed you how it all came together and how if you follow the steps, you run into very little trouble. When you skip steps, you run into a lot more trouble quickly. Again, anything that moves and makes a noise, most horses that are not very well trained are going to be scared of it. It's not their fault, it's their instinct, okay? It's how they've stayed alive for, a long, long time, thousands of years, okay? So when I've got a puddle, obviously when the horse walks in it, it makes a noise, it splashes, it's scary for him. Instead of trying to be a direct line thinker and get him to go straight in that puddle, go around the puddle. Circle turn, circle turn, circle turn. The more you redirect the horse's feet, the more you get him to use the thinking side of his brain and the more control you get of his feet. Once you've mastered a small puddle, and it's not very deep, 2 or 3 inches, it's not big in diameter, then it's like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. You can work your way up to bigger and bigger bodies of water, to eventually he's walking through it and it's up to his knees. Eventually it's up to his belly. Eventually you can go swimming with your horse. It's kind of like get a kid used to 1 lane of traffic and comfortable in driving a car, then 2 lanes of traffic a few months later, then 3, and then after a few months, you can handle 7 lanes of traffic and the kid doesn't overreact and panic. Horses are no different to children like that. You've got to build their confidence 1 step at a time.
Ever wish Clinton Anderson would just come by and help you with your horse, or that he would put on a clinic in your own arena? Well, now you can get the next best thing. Meet the Clinton Anderson Certified Clinicians. Trained by Clinton himself, these great horsemen have met all the requirements of the Clinton Anderson Academy. 16 months of intensive training at the Downunder Horsemanship Ranch. Theoretical and practical testing on Clinton's method. Hands-on experience with problem horses. Now, there is a Clinton Anderson method expert willing and able to come to where you live and ride to teach a private lesson. or put on a public clinic. Learn at your own pace. Get personalized instruction, all without having to travel far from home. So if you can't find the time or the money to come to a Clinton Anderson clinic at his ranch, now you have an option. Get accelerated results. Let a Clinton Anderson certified clinician bring the method to you. Visit certifiedclinician.com for more.
I'm a small horse owner operation here, and I've got an Arena Rascal Pro to take care of everything. To be able to use an ATV and to have the power of the Arena Rascal Pro to take care of your property, what an incredible innovation. The adjustability is just perfect. We have as much cushion as we need or as little as we need. From start to finish, hooking it up, grooming the arena, unhooking it and storing it, it's a breeze.
Hey mate, if you're looking for a fun and inspiring way to challenge your horsemanship, then join me for a 3-day horsemanship clinic so I can help you become a better horseman. At each clinic, I'll work with only 20 participants, teaching them the fundamentals groundwork and riding exercises. My clinicians will join me to ensure everybody makes progress and receives one-on-one help. Spectators are welcome to watch all 3 days of the clinic. We'll also have our retail store set up with all of my products and kits. So mate, if you want to learn the method from me personally, sign up to participate or get your spectator tickets now, and I'll see you on the road, mate. So I want to go ahead and introduce Elvis to water from under saddle before I do it on the ground. Typically, I'd want to do it on the ground first, but I can just hear people behind the camera saying, well, you know, what happens if you don't have room, or what happens if you can't do groundwork? So as much as I can, I'm going to try to show you what to do if you can't work the horse on the ground, okay? What I'm not going to do is walk him straight up there. This is how most people get into a wreck, is they want to go straight up to the water and they wonder why the horse won't go in. Okay, make a game of it. So depending on how frightened your horse is, you might have to start up here, okay, and trot back and forth. Okay, and every time you roll back, you get a little bit closer to that water. A little bit closer again. A little bit closer again. Until eventually, he'll take a step in there. Like, I'm not gonna ask him to go in there, he'll just volunteer it. I promise you. There, a little bit, right there. And as soon as he does, I'll take him out of it. Because every time he steps in that water and he doesn't get hurt, it builds his confidence. There we go. Now, if he wants to stop, have a little drink here, that's perfect. See, this is, you know, he's been out here for a few hours now, so water's kind of a valuable commodity to him right now. Okay? Set yourself up for success, not failure. Meaning that, wait till your horse, you know, the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Well, my saying is, if you're smart enough, you'll make him thirsty before he gets there. Okay? So letting your horse drink that water is a great way to build their confidence. Good boy, Elvis. So now I'm just going to go ahead and move his feet. So every day we expose our horses here on the ranch to water. We walk them through it, we swim them. I want to make sure they're broke to death when it comes to water. Okay, do a little hot roll back and go back the other way. Good boy. If you're ever riding through water that's really deep, make sure you take your feet out of the stirrups, okay? In case your horse would sink down and you know, go to swim, you don't want to get hung up in your stirrups. So what happens if you don't have a long stretch, like I had a big long stretch here to work with, okay? Let's just simulate a circle then. So let's say you've got a circle to work with. So you'd circle him around, Get around to the spooky water, do a rollback. Go around again. Get around to the spooky object, do a rollback. Go around to the object, do a rollback. See there, he stepped in it. Okay? And eventually, it might take you a few minutes, but he'll eventually go in the water, I promise you. And when he does, don't go too far in there, dummy. You get me all wet, okay? But that's how you would do it if you didn't have a lot of room. Good boy. The wrong time to do this was when your horse would be really fresh. You haven't ridden him in a couple of days, you haven't exercised him, he's overfed, underworked, and that's the first obstacle you go to is the water. Now, a way to get your horse really, really craving the water would be to do this, okay? Walk your horse, you know, do some serpentines, some circles, bend him around, move his feet, do some rollbacks somewhere, okay? And after you've done that for 5 or 10 minutes, go back and let him rest in the water again. And then when you get in the water, stop, wait till he softens, flex him both ways, and then let him stand in the water. No different to trailer loading. Walk him outside the trailer, let him rest inside the trailer. So if you work your horse away from the water and then let him rest in the water, that'll get him really craving it. Now that's not what I use to get him in the water in the first place, but it's a way that you can get him to really crave to get into a puddle, okay? Good boy, Elvis. Don't forget to check out our next training session with Titan and the Method.
If you're serious about living the dream, it doesn't get more real than this. Let famed Aussie horseman Clinton Anderson turn your dreams into reality. Clinton Anderson opens the gates to his world-famous Downunder Horsemanship Ranch in Stephenville, Texas. You could see Clinton in action on tour. You could practice his methods at home. But there is nothing like getting instant feedback from Clinton himself. Book your clinic now and set out on an adventure of a lifetime for you and your horse.
Hay is not for horses. They deserve Stanley Premium Western Forage. There's no better place in the country to grow forage than Idaho, and Stanley is one of the country's largest producers. From pellets, cubes, and chopped forage in bags to compressed in 3-tie bales, Stanley cultivates the premium forage types horse owners demand. Because your horse needs hay, but he deserves Stanley Premium Western Forage.
Fundamentals has shown you the basics. Now it's time to put those principles into practice. Get out of the arena and get on the trail. Introducing Fundamentals in Action, On the Trail. This all-new supplement to the popular Fundamentals series will show you how to apply the method on the trail and in turn teach you everything you need to know to make the most of your trail riding experience. Plus tips and tricks that will make every trail ride a success and so much more. You get 10 instruction-packed DVDs and 2 hardcover books with over 400 pages of in-depth information, beautifully illustrated and packed with amazing photos that will inspire you to get out and have an adventure. That's over $800 worth of training for only $3.99. Act now. Get up, get out, and get on the trail.
Remember, there's 2 types of objects in the world. There are man-made objects and then there are what I'll call natural objects. So man-made objects are anything. wheelbarrow, waterer, you know, old burnout car, tractor, you know, manure spreader, whatever it is. Then you've got natural objects that are, you know, rocks, tree stumps, trees, gullies, rivers, ponds, etc. I've had a lot of horses that were real good in a quote-unquote natural environment. They could walk through water, around the pond, through the gully, over the log, through the trees. But you took them to town, theoretically, you took them to the parade, the 4th of July parade, and they're like wired for sound. They've never seen a flag, they've never seen cars, they've never seen banners, they've never seen anything that moves like that. So you've got to introduce your horse to both types of spooky objects, man-made spooky objects and natural spooky objects. And here at my ranch, I've got the best of both. Okay, mate, the next thing we want to do is start training Elvis outside more, but get him used to what we'll call man-made objects, okay? So this area that we're in right now is what I refer to as my Asian slum, okay? It's basically the graveyard of the ranch, okay? Everything that doesn't really have a specific home, tools, equipment, feeders, just basically it's a big dirty junk pile, okay? But it's the greatest thing in the world to train a horse out here because you can ride a horse around trees and bushes and rocks and things like that, and a lot of horses won't spook or get worried. But you take them around man-made environments, you know, man-made kind of deals, you know, waterers or feeders or farm utensil equipment or, you know, farm machinery, anything like that at all. You'd be amazed how these horses get really frightened. So what I did is I already had all this junk here. So I said, let's use this to our advantage. So we spread everything out. So we can actually circle. I use all these obstacles and just crap, basically, to circle around and train my horse. Just like we did in the tree area, I do the exact same thing. But I do it out here. And you'd be amazed how many horses are really worried out here in the beginning, but after we work them out here for 4 or 5 days, they get really broke to, you know, just things that you're gonna see on trail ride, you know, mailboxes, trash cans, vehicles, cars, etc., okay? So let's get started here, okay? So basically all I want to do is just treat these obstacles like they're trees. I want to be able to circle around them, okay? So you notice after 3 or 4 days of practicing with Elvis, you should notice that he's keeping a lot more slack in the inside rein through his body. He's actually bending around really well his body around that circle. He's starting to keep that arc like Diaz did. Now he's not bridled up like Diaz would trot around the tree or the object vertically collected as well. He's not doing that at this point. He doesn't need to either, but he is starting to maintain some arc to his body, okay? And then what I'll do, he's looking at that ball, and then I'll just go to another one. So these are some old Ritchie waterers that we've pulled out or used for spare parts or whatever we need to do with them. But I've used all of these and they're great things to circle around. Okay, some of these were used in commercials and things. But remember, go around a minimum of 3 times, maximum of 6 is a good rule of thumb. Now, if you need to, you can go ahead and do that 3/4 turn. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Okay, so I just basically wander all around this junk pile, getting my horse to circle it, okay? It works on my steering wheel, works on my softness, getting my horse to give, okay? I'm gonna 3/4 turn, do a roll back, and then head on out. Go on, okay? If I'm steering him, I use a little more outside leg. If I'm getting him to soften and bend a little bit more, I use my inside leg. 3/4 turn. Now what I'll do is I'll head off somewhere else. So here's some old feeders on the ground here. Okay, so we've got every piece of crap in the world out here that we can circle around and get my horses broke to. It's one of the most valuable things Ian Francis ever taught me, is when your horse is frightened of something, use that fear of that object to get your horse broke. So here's some old vents that we didn't use on my indoor arena. Okay, so we'll circle around this. And I can tell over here, he's a little more nervous over here. Okay? Keep circling the object until he starts to relax. It's a little better. Do a little roll back, head off. Use your environment to train your horse. Can't stress that enough. You can lope off to something else. Here's some old hay feeders that I used to use. I stopped using these ones because the horses used to waste way too much hay. They'd pull all the hay out of it, and these ones broke too much. So I like the new ones, the new hay feeders I got now from Balin. The hay sits in a kind of like a big chain net, and they waste very little of it, and they're extremely strong. Check out our latest catalog from Downunder Horsemanship. It's filled with beautiful imagery and in-depth information on all the products used in this show. Visit our website or call this number and we'll send it to your door free of charge.
My horses are my life. We like to stay pretty active. Between trail riding and barrel racing, these horses are always coming up with scratches, nicks, or wounds. That's why we keep Vetricin Plus Wound and Skincare Liquid and Hydrogel. The safe, non-toxic liquid formula is used to clean the wound, and the gel is designed to adhere to the wound to act as a protective barrier from any dirt or debris. Vetricin Plus products make caring for your animals simple and easy. For more information, visit vetricin.com.
Clint Anderson here. I use Smart Pack supplements for all my horses, and now they have something really unique.
We're really excited about this new program, Guaranteed to Work. Basically what it means is if you order a Smart supplement in Smart Packs, you can try it for 2 months, and if you don't see results you're looking for, we'll give you your money back, no questions asked.
That's it, guaranteed.
Guaranteed, all products in the Smart Supplements line.
You guys must be very confident you've really got your stuff together.
We absolutely are.
It's a guarantee. I thought that was a phenomenal way to stand behind their products.
The industry leaders in horse products and watering have teamed up to bring you a fresh idea on watering. Classic Equine by Ritchie offers automatic waterer options such as multi-head heated and insulated pasture units to premium corner-mounted stall founts. And only Classic Equine by Ritchie offers a garden hose hookup unit for easy installation. So kick the bucket and the tank and install a Classic Equine by Ritchie waterer today.
Every once in a while, mate, we'll get a really hot, kind of nervous horse through the academy training program. And they're just real busy-minded. There might be an ex-barrel racing horse, there might be an ex-thoroughbred off the track, an Arabian that's on crack. You know, they're just busy-minded and always in a hurry to get to the next location. So we'll put them through the typical fundamentals, of course, and we put them through everything I've shown you on this series. But they'll still kind of have some of that lingering, I'm in a hurry to get to the next spot, rather than just kind of more of that relaxed cadence, gait, you know, whether it's a walk, trot, or canter. They're always busy to get to the next location. So this is a neat little way of fixing that. It works really well. So right here is kind of where we saddle the horses for the academy. You know, we don't tie them up to the hitching rod, but we put our saddles and things there. So we'll get on the horse right here, okay? Saddle them up and get on them. This is assuming after we've already done our groundwork, etc. So once we've gone ahead and got on them, then what we'll do is we'll, you know, obviously flex them for, you know, a minute or two at the standstill. And then I'll come over here and I'll just kind of bend them around, soften them up for 2 or 3 minutes. Just warm them up. Hey, listen to me, soften to my hand, soften to my inside leg, etc. Okay? Now what I like about Elvis is he's now starting to get to where he's really keeping that neck a lot lower. Remember, the softer a horse gets, 2 things will happen. Number 1, they'll start creating more slack with that inside rein. Like when I drop that inside rein to my knee, he should stay there. Now he's not staying there forever, of course, but he's getting better about staying there in a loose rein. And he's getting the top of the bridle over the top of his head here, it won't get above his withers. That means when a horse will relax that neck down, it means they're getting a lot softer, okay? So I'll spend, you know, 3 or 4 minutes just bending the horse around, softening them up, making sure they're listening, etc. But where these horses really get busy is when you put them on a loose rein and you just kind of let them walk and head out in the trail or head out through the ranch where you're not really training on them. And because you're not training on them, they get real busy-minded and start thinking, man, I gotta get to the next location. So this is what I'll do with those type of horses. So I'll warm them up like so, and now I'll go and do some rollbacks, okay? Right here where we saddle them, right here at this rollback fence. Now when I say rollbacks, they could be your bending rollbacks or straight rollbacks, it doesn't really matter, but he has to work. Forward. Get out. Again, don't make the circle too big. No larger than say 40, 45 feet. If it gets too much bigger than that, it's not hard enough for them. Whoa. See, I could feel him diving in there, so that's why I rolled back a little earlier. Anytime, whoa. Now right there, I'm gonna take that nose away from him. He felt kind of stiff. Okay. And like right there, I felt him diving in to the left there. So I'm gonna bend him around to the right. Now I'm gonna lope off. Any area where I feel like he's diving in, okay, or if he starts to anticipate right there and thinking about turning, I drive him on. Whoa. That's better. I'm looking for a nice round circle.
Love for a treasured dam or sire, conservation of your favorite bloodline, the dream of a big payoff. No matter what your reasons for raising a foal, the reward will only be complete if he becomes the horse you want him to be. In the first installment of this new professional series collection, the Foal Training Series, Clinton Anderson demonstrates how his method can ensure your dreams for your foal come true. The Foal Training Series follows two foals, one imprinted at birth and one left untouched through their first exposure to haltering, lead-in, handling feet, tying, and more. The Clinton Anderson Foal Training Series gives you step-by-step instructions and exercises on DVDs and arena mates, all beautifully packaged for your enjoyment. Get the Clinton Anderson Foal Training Series to instill a solid foundation of respect, trust, and willingness in your foal, and ensure all your dreams for him do come true.
So these rollbacks, again, work on getting the horse to pick up the correct lead. It's too hard for a horse to lope on the incorrect lead and such a tight circle. Or makes them work off their hindquarters, works on your lateral flexion, etc. Now here I might surprise him and just kind of bend him in. I want to keep him guessing, okay? Keep him guessing what I'm going to do next. So I'll do this for, say, somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. Depends on how hot the horse is, or, you know, how athletic they are, or how much gas they've got. You know, he's not being bad at all. If anything, he's a little too slow. And I'm gonna bend him down again. So now what I'm gonna do is after I've done this for 5 to 10 minutes, you know, I'm doing a little bit quicker on camera here, of course, but after I've done this for 5 to 10 minutes, then I just basically put the horse on a loose rein and I let him walk to the next location. And I go to another rollback fence, because I've got these things spread out all over the ranch. And what I'm trying to do is teach the horse there's no point being in a hurry, because wherever we go is worse than where you're at right now. So walking on a loose rein is actually the best part of the day. So what'll happen is you'll put them on a loose rein and they'll kind of really power walk, you know, like power walk to the next location. A lot of them won't necessarily trot off because they know we'll do a million transitions if they do, but they'll walk as fast as they can possibly walk. Let them do that. And then as soon as you get to the next location, you go ahead and do the rollbacks again. Now it usually takes 3 or 4 different stopping points of rollbacks before the horse says, man, it seems to be the same thing keeps happening. I keep rushing, and wherever I finally end up getting to, it's just more work. So it's basically like you walk along, you know, 500 feet, and then I make you do 50 push-ups. Then you walk 500 feet, and I make you do 50 push-ups. Pretty soon after you do that 3 or 4 times, you start walking slower and slower to the next location, because you know once you get there, I'm gonna make you do 50 push-ups. So it gets those horses to stop thinking, you know, hot horses think a mile down the road. I want them to think 3 feet in front of their nose. Lazy horses think 5 feet behind them. Okay, you get my drift? I'm wanting to think just ahead of me. With those busy horses, they're always thinking the next county. So I want to show them, hey, don't be in a hurry, because wherever we're going sucks for you. So you might as well just chill out, have a cigarette and gain some weight and just chill out on loose rein and just be a good little boy here and just chill out. Okay, mate, so now we're just going to go and head off to the next location. I'm going to put him on a loose rein and I'm going to leave him be. Okay, so he might power walk, but as long as he doesn't break gait, I leave him alone. It's important that you don't train on the horse between point A and point B. The walking on a loose rein has got to be the reward. So if you're messing with them constantly between the 2 points, then it clouds the horse's vision what he's supposed to be doing. I want him to think push-ups here, push-ups here. The only good place is in the middle. This is the calm place. And then he does more push-ups here, and then I walk him over here and more here. And pretty soon they get to the point where they're like, man, I'm not rushing anywhere because life just sucks. Wherever I'm going, it sucks. So I might as well just take my time, relax, walk, you know, just be a good little riding partner, okay? So let's head off, mate. So the whole trick to this is kind of let the horse just chill right now. But again, in the beginning, they'll still be kind of forward. He's being really good. This is a nice, relaxed walk for me. I like his walk right now, okay? But those hot horses, I mean, they power down that road, okay? They're always busy, busy, busy. So they'll do that, leave them be, okay? But when they get to the next location, we work them again. And it usually takes at least 3 separate locations for them to say, damn it, we're at the same place again. Why does this keep happening to me? Okay? And you can do anything. You could circle trees, you could do just about anything, but the rollbacks on the fence, the reason I like it is I don't need a lot of room. It really physically challenges them. It knocks the air out of them. It works on my steering wheel, my brake, my collection, my lateral flexion. So I do a lot of good to the horse in a small location, not a lot of time, most bang for the buck, and then I walk on again. Now, if he trotted off, of course, I would then bend him around to a walk and then pitch him away again. But if you're jacking with him, you know, working on your vertical flexion or shoulder in or shoulder out, if you're jacking with him in between rollback fences, so to speak, or points, the walk won't look such a good deal. You want the walk to look like, man, this is the best part of the day. So, I've almost got to my second fence. Wait till you actually get onto the pad or where you're going, and then go walk him again, okay? It's very important not to hurry the horse until you get to the location. So you know, the locations can be any distance you want, as a general rule, I just make it kind of like a 5-minute walk. If I had to kind of guess, about a 5-minute walk would be the next location. Okay? Cool. Stay tuned, mate, for more Downunder Horsemanship right after this.
This October, Stephenville, Texas is the home to the ultimate horseman's experience. The Downunder Discovery Ranch Rally. Explore Clinton's ranch, meet his team and his horses. Learn the advanced training techniques Clinton reserves for his most loyal fans. Celebrate with Clinton and his staff with live music and a bonfire. The Downunder Horsemanship Ranch Rally. Space is limited to 500 people. Don't miss out.
It's such a blessing to be a part of the horse world, and we really never stop working, because when we're not at the office or we're not in the shop, we're at home with our own horses or on the road competing somewhere. I could never see myself doing anything else.
Lease a horse, borrow a horse, ride with one hand or two. The Green Rainer class has a level for you.
It's just fun to learn and progress.
Jackets for Green 1, buckles for 2.
I'm working to get my next 50 points so I can get my buckle.
Make friends.
There's a lot of camaraderie.
Make memories.
We're all starting to clap for each other a little bit and watching people get better.
Make dreams come true.
Pursue your dream.
The NRHA Green Rainer program. Find out more at nrha.com.
Horses that jig are using the reactive side of their brain, they're nervous, and they're wanting to go, go, go. And when you hold back on the reins, you're telling them, I'm not gonna let you trot a canter, but the horse is still nervous. So instead of trotting and cantering, they just kind of do this jig thing where it's more than a walk, but it's less than a trot. Well, reality is pulling on the reins is not gonna get your horse to slow down. You have to slow his brain down. When you get the horse relaxed and confident and using the thinking side of his brain, the jigging takes care of itself, and we show you how to do that in the trail kit. So the next thing we're going to talk about, mate, is jigging on the trail. Now, what I call jigging is when the horse really wants to go faster than what you want him to go, okay? So he's either trying to trot or canter off, and you're wanting him to walk. So you pull back on the reins, you want him to slow down, and instead of slowing down to a walk, he wants to do that half walk, half jog, or trot, which is that jig, and it's a really uncomfortable kind of a gait. It's a pain in the ass, and it's hard to do that for hours on end on a trail. So what you've got to do is you've got to figure out where your horse is wanting to go. Is he wanting to get back to the barn? That's why he's in a hurry. If that's the case, let him get back to the barn, hustle him at the barn, work his feet at the barn, roll back, circle, serpentines, all that type of stuff. Take him away from the barn, let him rest. Okay, that'll address it. Basically, you've got to fix the cause, not the symptom. The symptom is jigging. The cause is either a magnet, well, actually it's always pretty much, well, not always, but most of the time it's some sort of magnet where the horse is trying to get to a location, okay? So another one could be your horse is in a hurry and he wants to get to the front of the pack, okay? Because horses feel more comfortable towards the front of the herd. So if that's the case, let him get to the front, work him at the front, take him back to the back and let him rest. If a horse is just being hot in general, well, you might need to go back and do a lot more transitions, okay? So that's why I recommend when you start training your horse, you do it by one horse at a time, or if you take another horse out there, you just do one. So if your horse is not real good with you being by yourself, obviously you need to go back and just train him by yourself, okay? So that's why I recommend when you first start training your horse, don't have a bunch of horses out there with you, because the more horses you have out on the trail with you when you're training your horse, more of that herd-bound behavior starts to get exhibited, okay? So it's very, very important. If you do take out a horse, just take one out there. So if your horse is just kind of hot and nervous in general, go back and fix him by himself. Remember, look at it like this. Any holes you have in your fundamentals and your foundation of your house, any problems or holes, all they do is get magnified when you add more horses. The more horses you add, the worse those problems become, okay, every single time. So if your horse is not good by himself, he's going to be a bigger wreck when you get into a group of horses, okay? So the main two areas of jigging is the horse either wants to catch up to the leader, or the horse is trying to get back to the barn or get back to the pasture or somewhere else. And if that's the case, work him there, rest him away. But in a few minutes, we're going to get a group of horses and I'll show you some riding exercises to really get your horse calm about being in a group with other people. Okay, so on a trail, it's typical for that horse at the back that he constantly wants to hurry up and get to the front. And what people do is they keep holding onto the horse's mouth and the horse keeps jigging and misbehaving, okay? Do the opposite. If your horse wants to get to the front, let him get to the front, except weave in and out of the horses, okay? Weave in and out. And when you get to the front, this is where he wants to be. Everybody keep walking. Everybody keep walking. We're just gonna go ahead and circle the horse, okay? I'm gonna make sure that if you wanna come to the front, you can come to the front. I'm gonna make this difficult for you, okay? It's hard work to be at the front, okay? He thinks the front's gonna be good. I'm gonna show him it's difficult to be up here. It's not easy, it's hard. So I'll just circle around the horse at the front of the herd. Didn't you wanna come up here? Use a little reverse psychology. Now I'm gonna weave my way all the way back to the back, okay? And when I get to the back of the herd, I turn loose again and let him relax. Now typically what'll happen as soon as you do that, you turn them loose, they wanna hurry back up. So again, let them. Because remember, they don't feel safe at the back of the herd. They don't feel safe. So your job is to make them feel harder, okay, to being up here. So these dirt paths make great places to do this because I can just keep loping my horse around. Make it hard for him to be up here, okay? Make it hard for him to be up here. And then when I've made him a little bit uncomfortable up here, now I'm gonna go ahead and weave back through my trail, okay? When I get back to the end, I turn him loose again. And I might even rub on his neck a little bit. See if I can just kind of get him to take the bait of being back here. He might stay back here for, say, a minute, and then he'll start charging up. Let him charge up. Keep moving his feet. Keep moving his feet, okay? When he gets to the front, go move those feet again. Okay? Go move those feet. Remember, horses are lazy creatures. If they figure out there's more work at the front, they're not going to want to get back there so much. And now I'm going to weave my way back, and get back to the back again. And now I'm going to turn him loose. I want this to feel safe back here for him, okay? So as long as he kind of stays back here, I want to just kind of leave him alone. Most people do this, don't get up there. You know, they keep saying, don't go, don't go. Let's do the opposite. Let your horse get up there, okay? And then make it difficult on him, okay? All right, everybody stop. Remember, the more you say don't get to the front, don't get to the front, the more they want to get to the front. Let your horse commit to that mistake. Because when you let him commit, it's his robbery. He has to pay the price. And when he gets up here again, you reinforce it again, okay? So again, it's very helpful if you've already got a good foundation on your horse to begin with. And if you do, and you've got good at fundamentals, chances are this really won't be an issue for you anyway, okay? But if it does become a little bit of an issue, this is one way I'd fix it. Like, I can feel Elvis doesn't want to be up here at the front anymore. I can already feel him wanting to get back to the back of the herd. Now, we're standing still right now just so you can kind of, I can talk to you guys and we can go over it. But again, make the horse feel, allow the horse to feel safe at the back, okay? But this will only work if you've got a good foundation first that you can draw on. If your horse is just sorry broke from the beginning, this will still work. It just takes a lot longer, that's all, okay? So that's how I'll fix a horse kind of wanting to jig and get to the front.
Anything worth having is worth working for, that's for sure. Not gonna make it here if you got any quit in you.
This is where I needed to be the best that I could be. And that's just what we do here.
Dedication, ambition, passion. To some, these are more than ideals. They are a lifestyle, a code, a path to something greater. If you think you're one of the select few who can rise to the challenge, who can dedicate themselves to mastering the method, let the Clinton Anderson Academy catapult your skills and provide you with the ultimate experience. If you have what it takes, become a Clinton Anderson certified clinician and change your life.
For 128 years, ADM Alliance Nutrition has been doing what's right for the horse. It was ADM who cut back on starch and sugar, ADM who balanced vitamins and minerals, and ADM who put forage first in horse nutrition. Today, you can still trust ADM for the information and products you need. Learn more about equine nutrition and ADM's premium products at growstrong.com. That's GROstrong.com. ADM Alliance Nutrition, doing what's right for the horse.
Hey mate, if you're looking for a fun and inspiring way to challenge your horsemanship, then join me for a 3-day horsemanship clinic so I can help you become a better horseman. At each clinic, I'll work with only 20 participants, teaching them the fundamentals groundwork and riding exercises. My clinicians will join me to ensure everybody makes progress and receives one-on-one help. Spectators are welcome to watch all 3 days of the clinic. We'll also have our retail store set up with all of my products and kits. So mate, if you want to learn the method from me personally, sign up to participate or get your spectator tickets now, and I'll see you on the road, mate. It's not unusual to have horses that are buddy sow or, barns, buddy suite they call it, where two horses are joined at the hip and they're married, and when one horse goes over there, the other horse wants to follow it. Or if you try to ride one horse away, this one pitches a fit, okay? You've got to get your horses to be independent of each other so that if I want to ride off here, my horse doesn't have a little meltdown, or the horse left behind doesn't have a meltdown. So there's various exercises I use to show you how to do that. The general principle of it is basically make the horses feel uncomfortable when they're together, let them rest and relax when they're apart. Make them feel uncomfortable together, let them rest and relax apart. And you have to do it several times, of course. Remember, your greatest ally is consistency and repetition. So the more you do it, and the more you let them rest away from each other and relax, pretty soon they don't want to hang out together. It's what I kind of call divorcing horses. It's much cheaper than people, okay? Divorce horses by working them together, resting them apart. With repetition, it works very well. Now, it's inevitable, mate, when you're working with horses that you're going to have some buddy sow problems, okay? And what I define as buddy sow is two horses are kind of joined at the hip or they're married together. Usually these are pasture buddies, horses that are stalled to get next to each other, you know, a mare and one of its foals from 2 or 3 years earlier. It doesn't really matter, but they just form that bond, okay? And it can be a real pain in the ass when somebody wants to ride away and the other horse is either left at home or you're riding both horses on the trail and one person wants to go one way and one person wants to go the other way. It's a big problem, okay? Often we see it at clinics as well where two people will, people will travel together and they'll haul their horses together. Well, when they get to the clinic, they're really joined at the hip when we do the cruising lesson, they won't leave each other. So here's a good little simple way for you to start getting your horse to want to divorce the other horses and only be with you. Remember, you're fighting natural herd instincts. Horses have safety in numbers. So the more horses around a particular horse, the safer they feel. When a horse is off by themselves, their natural instinct or intuition is to panic and like, hey, I'm out here by myself. I'm easily going to get attacked by the lion. Where if I'm in a group of horses, if a lion comes, one of us is going to die, but I'm still in a group of 10 others, okay? That type of mentality. So we're going to start, to do this, you start with just one horse, other horse. So just the two of you together. And the basic principle is you work the horses together, you rest them apart. You work them together, rest them apart. And you do that 4 or 5 times, and pretty soon the horses don't want to hang out with each other. See, with horses that are buddy sow with each other, the more you try to separate them, the more they want to stay together. So you keep kicking and the horse starts rearing and backing up and the other one starts misbehaving. So use a little reverse psychology. Hey, you two, if you want to stay together, come on, let's stay together. But you're going to have to hustle those feet. You're going to lose some weight. You're going to sweat a little bit. And then I'm going to release the pressure away from each other. Remember, the number one rule that you can never, ever forget with horses, horses learn from the release of pressure, not the pressure itself. All pressure does is motivate a horse to look for an answer. When he finds the answer you're looking for, make that the release of pressure and he'll pick up on it, okay? So, Brittany and I are going to go around here and we'll show you. Okay, so basically we're just going to start chasing each other's tail here, okay? Okay, just like a dog chasing their tail, you've got to make them hustle here, okay? That's it, move those feet, okay? Now I'm going to change direction, she's going to chase my tail, okay? Come on, she's chasing me. Come on, you've got to hustle. Don't cluck so much, kicking, okay? Come on, you're going to chase them around there. Remember, it doesn't work if you lollygag around. Now change directions, Brittany, okay? And I'm going to chase her around. Come on, you two, didn't you want to stay together? Isn't this fun? I'm having fun. Are you having fun? If you can get the damn thing to lope, make them lope, okay? But make them hustle. Hustle. Now I'll change direction, she'll chase my tail, okay? Come on, get over there. You got to make them hustle. If you need to pick up the end of your McCarty, pick up the end of your McCarty and whip her ass a little bit and get them moving, okay? Hustle. Change directions again, okay? And I'll chase her around. Come on, get over there. Righto, now we're going to separate. She's going to go that way, and I'm going to go this way. Now, in the beginning, we might just separate, say, 100 feet, just like that. Now we're going to love on them a little bit. That nasty paint horse, you don't want to hang out with him, okay? You get these horses to where now it's relaxing. So in the beginning, I'm not going to go very far because I have to establish a starting point, okay? So this is my first release of pressure, maybe 100 feet away. So I'm going to let him rest here for 5 minutes. Then I'm going to head back to Brittany. She's going to head back to me, and we'll repeat the process. Now, when you first go back towards each other, the horses will often be in a hurry. They'll be power walking back to their buddy. Come on, I've missed you. Let them hustle back to their friend. As soon as you get together, you walk them again. Okay, Brittany, let's go ahead and come back together again. Just let them walk, okay? Again, I want to let them commit to the mistake. So these two horses are doing pretty good, but they're not buddy sow anyway. But a lot of them that are will really hustle. So you wait till you get back together again. Wait. Now, come on, get after them. Move those feet, come on. Hustle. Come on, you got to make them being back to their buddy difficult. You got to make it turn out, go back the other way, okay? You got to make this seem difficult. This will not work if you lollygag around. Come on, make them hustle, make them up. Change directions again, okay? You're gonna make them hustle, make them hustle. I want this to be uncomfortable. Remember, horses are lazy creatures. The more you make them work together and rest them apart, they want to do that. Change directions, okay? Hustle, 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 okay? Move those feet, move those feet. Okay, Brittany, let's separate again, except this time, we're gonna go away probably another 50 to 100 feet. Whoa, wait till he softens. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, he's a nasty paint horse. You don't want to go anywhere near him. Okay? And you love on him now. Rub on him. Let him enjoy it. Okay?